Hello everybody and welcome back to your favourite FC24 channel on YouTube. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, but this is episode 1 of Be a Goalkeeper. I know you're absolutely buzzing and so am I, but before we get started, let's see if we can get this video to 200 likes since it is the very first episode. And don't forget to subscribe, we're like 150 subs away from 5,000.
I'm a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the catwalk.
Would you just have a look at that man mounted? He looks like a Spartan warrior. He's an absolute monster in goal. And what better team for that absolute unit to start his career than Wrexham AFC, the legends of football at the moment, the big up-and-comers. And I'm hoping we can prove ourselves useful to this team and push us towards promotion. Looking at this behind-the-scenes training footage, it's looking very good for us because I haven't even conceded a goal in training yet. Obviously we have a few more bits and bobs to do, 1v1 now, and yet again still making save after save. Charge up my line, I did just concede a goal there, but I'm only going to play this training once. The rest of the time I'm just going to skip through it or simulate through it because it's the same 3 drills every time. I wish they'd add a bit more each year, but literally it's exactly the same year after year, so I'm pretty good at it by now. One last thing before we get into the action, I'm going to take my time leveling up my character because by the end of the episode I already hit level 6, which is crazy, and that's just from training. By the way, do you think he reminds you of someone? He looks very familiar to me. Just an absolutely gorgeous man, but here we go into the first game of pre-season. We're 1-0 down by the time I come on, but I gotta say, I look absolutely fantastic in yellow. The first bit of action we see, the 62nd minute, we are actually on the attack as a little through ball into the penalty box. Now he holds off the defender, closing in at the near post, but he hits the wrong side of the netting. 65th minute pretty much, they get a lovely little through ball in behind the defenders, hits at the near post.
This is the worst.
Not the start I wanted. The first shot I face and it goes in at the near post, top corner pretty much, but I've had an absolute howler. How has he squeezed that in? The through ball's decent, it gets in behind the defensive line but it hits it and I'm there and kind of flail my hands at it and miss it completely. I have no idea. All that muscle in the shoulders cannot stop a ball apparently. Can we get back into this game though? Left side of the pitch as McLean whips it in. Little bicycle kick, but again it hits the same side netting. Not good enough. Last 15 minutes I get a little header and I make a little bit of a dramatic save. But it is my first ever save, so woohoo! Good for me. Dying embers of the game now. They're on the attack again. Cuts it back, hits it straight at me into the gut and hold on to the ball nicely. And sadly that is the game over. We lose 2-0. I only conceded the 1 goal. You can see 5 shots against 2 saves, a 5.4 rating. By the way, the rating system is absolutely ruthless in this game, especially if you concede a goal. Into the next game against Racing, still as a substitute. We come on the 60th minute again for, I believe that's the Arsenal goalkeeper, or he's on loan to Wrexham from Arsenal. First shot we face is in the 70th minute, it's just over the bar. To be fair, it's quite far over the bar, but a few minutes later they're at the byline now. Look at the players in the middle, takes a touch, but a fantastic defending this time. They get the header as well. I flick it past the post. That's a little bit dramatic. Just catch the ball, mate. 75th minute, they're back on another attack, and that's a bit of spectacular saves, but again straight at me, make a little bit of a meal of it, but I am trying to settle myself a little bit, you know. We're coming into this big team. He takes a shot from the edge of the box, it's straight at me, and I make the save with my face actually, not even my hand. By the way, I love this little hypermotion stuff, get a nice little replay, but you can see from this angle I set myself, then changed my mind, reach back, and this is the resulting injury, straight to the face. Last 10 minutes of the game and Racing have been all over us. Again, he's just wandering around the box, he's got time and space, finds the man in the middle. Another decent block from my defenders. Finally we get to see an attack though. 91st minute, into the box, bodies the defender, hits it well, but the keeper is there. It's a pretty simple save, and then they just see out the clock to end the game. Full time, 0-0. We do get a point in our pre-season, and it is a clean sheet, but I don't actually get the clean sheet. 6 shots against, 2 saves, a 6.3 rating, which to be fair is a bit harsh. But now we move on to the first game that I will be starting at the Bernabeu of all places. Can you think of a better stadium to make your full first team debut? There's not many stadiums that can match the presence of the Bernabeu, especially with the renovation now. Starting off this game, it's Vitesse with the first attack. If I butcher the name, I apologise. I make the save at the near post. We get a corner in the 8.5 minute, whip it in, win the header as well, but it's just over the crossbar, didn't trouble the goalkeeper at all. 26th minute, they get into our box, hits it well at the near post, but look at that little spring in my boots to make that sort of save. 30th minute, a toying with us into box again. My defenders pot like the Red Sea, and I do make another save. Just 5 minutes left of the half, edge of box once again, hits it it well, but straight at me. Get a good strong hand to flick it out for the corner. He doesn't seem too happy with himself, but I'm not happy with my defenders. No one engages with anyone, just kind of like walk out slowly. They do finally choose to close him down, and I'm forced into the save with the quick reflexes apparently. I love that little action replay, especially from behind. You get to see a bit of a different angle than we normally do. Again, 3 minutes before half time, he hits the side netting. I think I would have saved it. That's the first half done and dusted. We have done absolutely nothing. We had a half chance from the corner and no shots on target. If we don't concede a goal here, I'll be very shocked. 5 minutes into the second half, he's pushing him to the byline. He makes a silly tackle.
What? You idiot!
All the hard work in the first half could be gone because of a stupid challenge. There's no need for it. He was going absolutely nowhere. He was going exactly where he wanted him to, the byline and then away from the goal, but for some reason just kicks out at him. Or it's a dive, to be fair. He hardly lifted his leg, but I'm facing a penalty in my first full start. Can I make myself a hero? Not today. He slots it away at the left side or my right side. And to be fair, I'm a little bit annoyed because they don't give you much time to set yourself. The camera's behind their goal, then it switches to the front. I was all confused, I panicked a little bit, dove the wrong way, but it's a decent penalty into the side net and we are 1-0 down. I also lost 2 ratings for that, which is absolutely shocking. But we need to put that behind us. We are still in this game if we can get a goal. They have a half chance there of spinning the shot easy enough for me to save. Just 12 minutes left of the game. It's Van Ginkel in the box again, hits it past me though. I am having a nightmare with that one. I'm getting into the habit of trying to cover my near post. I left a massive gap out of that far post. It's very easy for him to score, and I don't even dive the right way. I forgot Van Ginkel used to play for Chelsea, right? Hits it well, but I should be saving it. I'm so close to it, but I'm also in a horrible position, and then I get subbed off. First goal's nothing to do with me. The second goal had a bit of a howler, and I can't even see my stats.
You're joking.
How has he managed to concede 2 goals in 10 minutes? He's a worse goalkeeper than me, apparently. Pre-season didn't quite go away. We got a draw and 2 losses, but looks like the manager saw something in us because we are in the starting 11 for the very first game of the season. The first time Wrexham have been in League 2 for a very long time. Talk about long. Longville Stadium against Barrow away from home. Can we get our first points in the table? We start off pretty strongly, edge of the box now, holding up the play, waiting for some runners into the box now, holds up again, little back heel into 20, I think that's Monday. I've got to learn some players' names, but the goalkeeper is forced into the save on the 15th minute. Just 5 minutes later, Barrow get the first attack, hits it on the edge of the box, make a little bit of a meal of it, maybe showing some nerves there. I do make the save, I'm flexing on those fools though, for some reason. It's not even that good a save, it's at the near post. Should probably be catching it, but the gap between our defenders is horrible.
You know what, the size of this lad, absolute unit.
30th minute now, and Barrow down his left side of the pitch once again, whips it into the edge of the box on the volley.
Oh my God!
Are you kidding me? The first goal I concede in the league is an absolute screamer by Spence. Hits on the half volley, which is unbelievable with the technique. I cannot just fathom what I've just witnessed. He's actually crushed that straight past me. I could probably move across my line a little bit quicker, but don't take anything away from him because he's absolutely smashed that past me. Now into added time with the end of the first half. Mullen tries a long range, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. And that's the first half done and dusted, and we've done, again, not a lot. We're struggling to get opportunities, we're struggling to get goals. We haven't scored a goal this episode yet, which is not looking good for me this season, but into the 60th minute, we cut it back into the box, through a few defenders there, and it gets another shot off, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. The finishing is atrocious. Now we're on the edge of the box, trying to draw defenders out of position, make some space in behind them, really taking our time with the build-up, waiting for a mistake, and it is a mistake. Defenders part the way, it's Mullen with the keeper, and he gets our first goal of the season, and in this episode, of course, it had to be Super Paul Mullen. What an absolute belter that was. We just waited for the perfect moment to strike, just wait for defenders to come out, and they part like the Red Sea. Mullen takes a beautiful touch, one of the keeper he's never going to miss, and we're all tied up into this game. Last 15 minutes, Barrow have the ball on the edge of the box. Defenders leave a man out wide, hits at near post, and again I make the save, and again it's with my face. Just putting every body part on the line, and then I get subbed off. That is some BS, man. I played pretty well. The goal I conceded was a screamer, and then we got to lose the game as well. Only 38% possession as well, and the goalkeeper conceded within 2 minutes of coming onto the pitch. Not a good start from the manager there with that sort of decision. Now we're at the end of the episode, but this is what I said about earlier on. I've got 18 skill points, and I've level 7, and all I've done is play 4 matches and done some training, which is way too quick for my liking. so I'm going to limit myself to a certain level for each league we are in. But sadly, that is going to be it for episode 1. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on this video. It really does help my channel. We're trying to get to 200 likes, remember. Subscribe if you're new. We are so close to 5,000 subscribers. And turn notifications on so you do not miss a thing. And as always, look after yourself, stay safe, and I'll speak to you next time. Goodbye.